Hello, this is our Game Theory Origins Lit table, and I'm documenting some of the issues that we've had with the paint flaking off, the uneven coloring as well. You can see that with the end cap actually right here versus some of the panels. It looks like some of the panels actually have some kind of like a clear coat on them, and then other panels are pretty dull looking. Some of the panels look like they've got really thin paint as well, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like. But I'm going to start with the end caps. So this is the first end cap. I'll put something down here so you can see. You can see this end cap is pretty good overall until you kind of start getting to where the magnets are. The paint's kind of bubbling, but not too much in terms of like paint flaking on this one. So this is a pretty good end cap. And as you can notice, the coloring on that's quite a bit darker, and it really does match this panel here quite a bit more. So there's something different about this one here, and with regard to the paint and possibly the clear coat on it. We'll take a look at this end cap here. So what we've had to do is use black marker to try and cover up some of the flaking. At least we tried to, but it didn't work very well. You can see there's flaking that had happened there. We've got a whole bunch on that corner there. It started to flake on this corner as well. Of course, you can see where the magnet is. It's the paint's bubbling quite badly. I'll just pop this one back on and we'll look at the other ones. So you can see with this end cap here, again, it's not too bad. Looks pretty good actually. We don't have that issue with any of the paint flaking off. And it's got that nice shininess to it as well. So again, you can really tell the difference between, you know, the paint that's on this end cap. Even, you know, this really does match the center panel quite a bit better versus this panel here. Put this guy back on, and we'll look at the other end cap as well. So this end cap has had some flaking. It looks like the paint was really thin or something. There, it focused in a little bit better where the magnet was. And then we've got like this weird bubble or something in the paint as well. I tried to paint over or use black marker on that, but it didn't really work very well. And then you can see again it's thin or flaking there or something where the other magnet piece is. Of course, we've got this problem too, kind of all around the inside. It's flaking off or chipping off. You can see the inside of this panel as well, where the magnet contacts. And then looking at the panels, one thing we noticed as well, we've got like a really big chip here or flake here. Not sure how that happened. And then we start to kind of get into the thickness of the paint as well. So when you look at it from an angle here, you just got to kind of get it in the right light. You can kind of see like the bare wood, right, compared to this panel over here. Kind of zooming in a little bit closer, you can actually see like bare wood poking through where the grain is. This panel looks pretty good, like I said. It's a lot shinier. And then when we start looking at these other panels on the other side, you can kind of see the same problem. You can see the bare wood coming through the grain there. So it's like it was put on maybe a little bit too thin. And then of course we come over here and you see just little spots of bare wood as well. But again, this panel here, this over here, we don't seem to have that issue. Like the paint's pretty thick. We're not seeing any of that bare wood come through. So the other thing I wanted to show you guys is the flaking on the panel themselves a little bit more. So I'm going to remove just each panel and we'll take a look at those. Okay, so I'm going to take this one here. You can see this one's not too bad. No, we don't have any flaking along the edges or anything like that. We play a lot of our games down on this end of the table. Okay, so that turned out pretty good. I'm just going to put a sheet down and then we can stack the other panels on top just so you can see those. Okay, so this panel, the one that actually has the good, nice black coating on it, you can see that we've got some chipping here. Right, it goes all along the edge. And then if I flip it over, this is where we notice that this piece was warped. Okay, you can see that we had some flaking here. I ended up filling in with some black marker, and then there's some chipping here as well. And then this is where it gets kind of interesting. If I try and take the same piece and slide it in, you can see that it doesn't fit. Like, it's pretty high up. So if I were to take, say, this lid here, just to give you a perspective, right? Like, there's no way that this thing is going to slide in. And you can see how much it actually comes up. Right, and then obviously at this end, you know, I can slide it, but when it comes down to the center, you can see that it's bowed in towards the center, and it's the same thing on this end here. The other thing I noticed with this panel too is it looks like when they were putting some sealant on there or something, you know, they hit it with a brush and they didn't blend it in. You can see that over here as well. We also had the same issue on this panel here. You can see it kind of at the end. It's like they scuffed this panel with the sealer or something like that, right? And it didn't quite blend in, so you get like these weird black patches. You can kind of see it along the edge there, right? So the next thing I'm going to show you guys is just kind of the condition of the other panels. Let me just lay this down so we can pull the other ones off. Pull this off here. Okay, so you know, pulling this off, you can kind of see the paint's really starting to chip here again, right? It's all flaking off. Actually, I might have missed this in the other one. We've got another spot we patched as well. Okay, and then coming to the back side of this other panel, you can see like the paint's flaking off where it connects. I think it's just going to keep getting worse. Okay. I'm going to flip this panel up. Let's take these end caps off. You can really see, like even on the back side here, I'm hoping that the camera will pick it up. You can really see the grain, the wood poking through. I'm not sure if this is going to pick up on the camera, but from a distance, yeah, it's probably just because of the lighting. You can see the wood grain poking through. You get a little bit there. Not quite as good as the other one that I was showing you guys, but hopefully that kind of gives you an idea what we're looking at.